Hello everyone and welcome back to my B&B Everyday YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. At the Precipice house, Steffy can't believe Taylor aloud. She was dying. Taylor says it was terrible but she'll be fine. In large part thanks to your father. She explains that he blandished her to get an alternate opinion from Grace Buckingham, who figured out that the original opinion was wrong. My heart's not failing, it's just broken. In Brook's bedroom, Ridge tells her he's sorry she saw what she saw. Brook doesn't understand what she saw, it was so intimate. Taylor tried to explain but she doesn't really trust her. Why was she in your stage straddling you? Ridge recaps that Taylor aloud. She was dying and they went to see Grace Buckingham, who put her on drug. Brook asks why the need for a healer also. Ridge says there's an emotional side to it. Trauma Taylor hadn't dealt with from her history. It was amazing and he wanted to tell her about it. Brook says he didn't, however he did this whole thing with his ex-wife without her knowledge. In the design office, Hope looks at some gowns and makes notes. Liam comes by. He knows it's late and he can see she's still working, but he has commodity to show her. He pulls out his laptop and tells her the media splash for Hope for the future turned out to be a particular design for him. Hope settles in and says she's ready to be impressed. Liam says the alleviation is how important she impresses him every day. He starts the videotape, which is a homage to Hope being further than just a developer, but a visionary who'll inspire her children. Hope aloud. He was going to delegate this. Liam wanted to do the homage because he wants everyone to know who she's and everything she's accomplished. I can't stop allowing about you. He keeps allowing about the future. At the Precipice house, Steffy sensations, broken heart pattern. Unthinkable. Taylor couldn't accept it at first. Moreover, she assures her son that she expects to be much bettered at her coming check, up especially after tonight. Tonight was about holistic mending. She smiles. Occasionally the answers lie within ourselves. Steffy asks about the scene with Chandra and her pater. Taylor says he was really there for her. Steffy says he'll always cares about her. She asks why and how Brook was involved. Taylor says she showed up unannounced and saw the connection they participated. She's sure Ridge is getting a lingo lashing right now. Steffy hates to see her mama fussing about Brook. Taylor's not, she's concentrated on gratefulness and her family. She doesn't believe she and Ridge are getting back together. But tonight they work through some effects. They cry and clinch over missing Phoebe. Taylor knows she hasn't been there enough for her. That's over. I'm then and I'm going to stay then. With you, your beautiful children, and your father. In Brook's bedroom, she asks Ridge if he can imagine how it felt for her to see him and Taylor wrapped around each other. The instructions were ridiculous. Ridge argues the disguised it commodity Taylor had to advance. Brook's glad to hear that he thinks she'll be okay. She asks about the life-changing disguise. Ridge gives her the name of it and asks, "What's going on in that beautiful head of yours?" Brook smiles. She asks if he indeed knows what a chakra is. He didn't, but he does now. Brook asks him to explain the disguise to her. They go over Taylor sitting in his stage, keeping eye contact and breathing as one. Brook says he's no way done that with her. Ridge is sorry he hurt her. Brook says they can fix that, as long as he promises no way to do that disguise with anyone but her. In the design office, Hope tells Liam she appreciates how he put the donation together, and that he looks back fondly on what they had, but they talked about this. He knows. Searching for the right words, Liam says they're a different kind of great now. It's taken some adaptation, but hear me out. He pulls her into an unanticipated kiss. Hope pulls down and puts her hands over her mouth. Liam says he's been wanting to do that for a really long time. In Brook's bedroom, she and Ridge try the disguise that he did with Taylor. She asks if this was what he was doing with Taylor. He grunts, not indeed close. They take deep breaths and he tells her, "You're the only one for me." She shushes him. "We need to breathe as one." Brook kisses him and he teases, "I don't suppose we're supposed to be doing that." They start making out. At the Precipice house, Taylor tells Steffy that she saw Ridge and Brook in Monte Carlo. She wasn't her true tone when she left Los Angeles, but now she's a whole woman. Steffy really looks up to her and asks her to please stay this time. Taylor vows she'll stay. She's feeling empowered to live her stylish life. They clinch. Sheila Sharp might resort to some of her old tricks. Despite Sheila's attempts to stay out of trouble, she always manages to land in further of it ultimately. Sheila has been enjoying wedded bliss with Deacon Sharp, so the last thing she needs is one of his spouses suddenly getting single. Brook Logan will maybe ever be the bone who got down for Deacon. Still, Bill Spencer may not be the only one who's interested. If Brook becomes available again, Cleric could fluently feel old passions bubble up as he comforts Brook, which would absolutely drive Sheila off the deep end. In trouble to help effects from twisting out of control, Sheila might decide to be visionary then. Perhaps Sheila will decide the stylish thing she can do is cover Brook and Ridge Forrester's marriage. Now that Taylor Hayes is back in Los Angeles and relating with Ridge due to her broken heart pattern, these spouses could be poised to reunite. Sheila may get some hints about that and determine that some sabotage is in order. As a perk, Sheila would presumably take great pleasure in ruining the happy family reunion that Steffy Forrester wants. Maybe Sheila will tell herself that if she can't have a happy reunion of her own with John Finnegan and Hayes Forrester Finnegan, also Steffy shouldn't have the honor of watching her parents get back together. Sheila might communicate some ways to ruin Ridge's reconnection with Taylor, which would rain on Steffy's cortege and keep Brook down from Deacon. It'd be a pom-pom situation from Sheila's perspective, at least if everything went according to plan. Unfortunately, effects infrequently do fall exactly into place on BNB, especially when Sheila's troublemaking is involved. Our prognostications allude that in the coming months, Sheila could produce further problems than she bargained for and head into felonious home again if she's not careful. Steffy Forrester will continue her discussion with Taylor Hayes, who just admitted she allowed. She was dying when she first came back to City. That news threw Steffy for a circle, but Taylor will reiterate that there's no need to be spooked since she actually has a treatable condition. Taylor will tell Steffy about her broken heart pattern and explain further about what that means for her health. Although Steffy will need some redundant consolation, she'll eventually be relieved that Taylor's getting the help she needs. Of course, Steffy will be especially thankful that Ridge Forrester is stepping up for Taylor in her time of non-fictional heartache. This could lead to Steffy jilting her oath not to play Cupid since Taylor and Ridge's romantic reunion could help Taylor heal. Over with Liam Spencer, he'll decide to do Commodity Special for Hope Logan despite Hope's recent rejection. Liam wouldn't let that discourage him from showing Hope how important he cares. It turns out Liam will work on an emotional videotape homage that celebrates all of Hope's mileposts and triumphs. Hope's had plenitude of success over the times, so Liam will punctuate everything she's achieved both tête-à-tête and professionally. Of course, Hope's fashion line has had some lapses in recent months, but Liam may suppose this videotape can help turn effects around. Maybe Liam will pitch it as commodity Hope can use for a musical collaboration or commodity along those lines. Once Hope gets updates on all the time and trouble that Liam put into this design, she'll surely be touched. Hope may express her gratefulness and indeed feel a little hint of what she used to feel for Liam. At the same time, Hope doesn't want to go back down the road to romantic disaster. Grounded on Hope's prognostications, reuniting with Liam could mean further heartbreak for both of them in the end. Plus, Hope is remonstrating off a new love with Carter Walton and seems eager to see where it leads. Carter will surprise Hope when he makes a moving pitch on her behalf laterally this week, so Liam won't be the only one able of grand gestures. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Carter will hope he can keep the instigation going with Hope and Cinch in their relationship ultimately, so stay tuned.